And I've been chillin', watching the ocean with you. Baby up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our growlings when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin and I'm all through. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Jimmy at Woodstock. Drum me around and go right for it. Shivers down my spinal cord. Oh, 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 oh. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need You got me holding, holding. Mm.
I don't know nobody on my level, dripping stars like a boss, plus I'm rocking heavy metal, yeah. I don't know nobody on my level, dripping stars like a boss, plus I'm rocking heavy metal. I just want a bag, like an old lady. I'm backwoods smoking, I don't own papers, pass that 808. That shit a dome shaker. Oh, bitch, you know I'm grinding like a pro skater. Baby mama bugging, I'm so quick to hit ignore. Buku bitches in my bed, I got scales all on my floor. I got money on the line, plus I'm clocking that galore. I got bitches kissing bitches, all them bitches go explore. I'm feeling way up, well fuck it, I stay up. Put your bitch on my Snapchat, when I fuck up I make her. She want a chance with me, cause she know I'm a rapper. I give a dick but I never get feelings, cause shorty I know what you after. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. Get hit in my section at 12, gon' find your ass way in New Orleans. Watch out a bit, I'm jugging. Dissect your hand if your hand in my put two in your man if your man keep a looking. Act like a pussy, your panties get tookin'. I'm not the type to go fuck with them niggas who fuck with them niggas who stay on some fuck shit. Young and trapping out the bando, from the ceiling fan to the damn floor, tryna stack my money up, cause that's the only way we can go. Tell my mama that I'm okay, see the money coming through the doorway. Got a bad bitch with a lot of money, that's foreplay. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me.
It's Dyer's band now. Radiant's turning to band.
всюди харасить твого керрі.
Diamonds in the sky, shades of pearl and green. Fire burning hearts in darkest places. There's never been a better time to feel alive. I found no way, we're past the lines where truth won't lie. Life is waiting on the other side. Follow me into the underground. Watch the world changing as the sun goes down. Follow me into the underground. Whoa, follow me into the underground. Into the Life is waiting on the other side. Follow me into the underground. Watch the world changing as the sun goes down. Follow me into the underground. Follow me down, Follow me into the
Lions roaring in the morning sun, searching for a longer day. People feeling like the light has just come. We must never stop the way. Yeah. Birds jumping and I hear my name, grasping into a light. Savannah, I'm coming home, Savannah. We'll never be alone, Savannah. The beauty of the world, Savannah. Let's all take a walk, Savannah. Light is gonna come. The birds have just begun. We will always take a stand for the people, for the land. Let's go back to when we were young. For the animals we stand. Let's go back to when trees were swung. Kids across the land. Savannah, I'm coming home, Savannah. We'll never be alone, Savannah. The beauty of the world, Savannah. Let's all take a walk, Savannah. I'm coming home, Savannah. We'll never be alone, Savannah. The beauty of the world, Savannah. Let's all take a walk. Savannah, I'm coming home, Savannah. We'll never be alone, Savannah.
This is the emergency broadcast system. The CDC is advising that you stay in your homes and walk home.
We show up. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party.
We show up in the party. We show up in the party. We show up in the party. We show up in the party. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.
We show up in the party, flyer
Все ж таки мій добрий вид.
We show up in the party.
We show up in the party. We show up in the party. We show up in the party. We show up in the party.
A pair of jeans, a shirt or two. We didn't pack as if we weren't going back. It doesn't matter if it's true. I've got a feeling love will give us what we lack. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. Yeah. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the stuff.
Так, пішли. Знову на Magical. Я не розумію за що.
Готовилась я душа. Слышал больше 10 лет, поэтому я на самом деле тут.
Amigos y amigas, la segunda partida en...
Це якийсь хейт. Magic.
That's how strong it is. Everybody would run in fear. I know I would. By the way, we never really mentioned Voldemort's flag is amazing. If I can get a nice close-up here. Look at that. That is so nice.
Very good.
Unfortunately, it doesn't extend. Oh, actually, you can see the back of it. Oh, beautiful. I love it. One of the best flags I think we've ever seen in Dota history. For sure. Nikwa actually finds Slayer. Not choosing to level anything as of yet, though. As the boars are out. This is going to be a potentially big fight for this.
Okay, Nico.
All they have are the boars.
Got 3 runs on Valdi though. Pretty happy with that. You are playing against a lineup that has a very strong level 1 fight between Beastmaster and Rubik, and you managed to sneak in behind with Clock and get one of them, and you got the other 2 on the other side, so nicely done for them. A little bit of a head start going into the lanes. Now, as far as this first blood attempt top, this is... Okay, never mind, Enchantress TPing out. I thought this would be something that the Dire would definitely not expect Ench to come in and enchant from the tree line, and maybe they could find a quick, cheeky kill on that, but they're just gonna immediately reinforce bot, make sure Spectre has a good time from the beginning.
Yeah, even Rubik against the Lifestealer for certain portions of the laning stage is not too shabby, as we're going to see the battery assault bottom being used already. Fade Bolt basically mitigating a lot of damage, where Lifestealer is actually a lot harder to last hit nowadays because of the damage reduction that he gets from both Feast and I believe the hero itself. But it does feel way better to last hit once you get a little bit of damage, which is actually why we see not only Phase Boots, but I wouldn't be surprised Blades of Attack being the literal first item for the Lifestealer that help the last hits.
Could be.
What do you think of Pugna Void Spirit matchup 1v1 mid?
I think it's probably pretty even.
Radiant's courier
Void Spirit will always have a way of breaking life drain. You can just press W, or whatever hotkey you have for Dissimulate if you're a boomer, and then get out of it. And apart from that, like, Void Spirit has pretty high base damage, and he has a Quelling Blade, so if he loses CS here, it'll largely be due to Decrepify. But even when he gets Decrepified, he has a secondary way of getting CS through Resonant Pulse, so usually in this kind of matchup, Void Spirit will get his CS one way or the other. It's just a matter of how much damage he takes for it, so how many salves he needs to buy. The CS will definitely be there. You see it right there. He gets 3 out of 4 creeps just using a level 2 Resonant Pulse. Even finding the D-ward
allows him to D-ward very easily.
Absolutely great.
No, it's actually possibly in trouble here against Fade. Oh, he missed the Gale.
Gale.
One more hit.
Bolt level 1 and the auto attack. Big Num takes first blood.
What is this?
Oh, I guess it was Blizzy TPing to his tier 1 and then salved afterwards. Very nice. Aether Remnant mid. But Wish is the one dealing with the brunt of the damage right now, as it looks like the Rubik He did die.
Bignum just suicided to the tower, but he must not have been looking at his hero because there's literally a lifestealer courier standing next to him when he was suiciding and he didn't hit it.
Oh.
It was so funny to watch.
Sad.
He had like 5 seconds to kill a lifestealer courier and hit the tower.
By the way, I think we've talked about this a bit in the past and they've changed things around a lot. What do you think about the suiciding to towers? You can call it a mechanic. Do you think that it should be changed in a way that it's just
not worth it?
Kind of, yeah. Like I don't like the idea that that is worth in any game.
But I think it's a really difficult change to, like, how would you make that change?
I'm not Ice Frog. I can't tell you.
Yeah, you definitely aren't.
Thunderin.
Some of your suggestions make me certain.
Watch Pudge get changed to exactly what I say. YYY in the top lane. Fade Bolt! Not quite enough. It looks like the Lifestealer will take Bignum for himself. And the Boars are not catching up to YYY. I mean, he has boots.
Yeah, he started boots tangos to deal with this slow power of Beastmaster. I think a really good choice in this lane.
And something else that I love about Void Spirit is his attack animation just feels incredibly good. As he's gonna do a little bit of damage here. Oh, DD being denied. Aether Remnant trying to prevent it, but no dice. Nikwa. Only level 2. Looks like he's gonna be given a little bit of space. Who had to go back to base. Take the long walk back. Looking at the overall CS right now. In terms of positions ones, they're pretty even. 28 and 3 for the Spectre versus Lifestealer 28 and 8. And then in terms of the mid lane, Void Spirit 24 and 2 versus Pugna's 18 and 4. So
Lifestealer's net worth is just way higher than Spectre's. I think Spectre's had to buy more region and doesn't have a kill. And Lifestealer got that kill on Rubik, the solo kill out in the jungle. So it's definitely pulling ahead here, Durasho. Going Bracer into Midas after phase boots. Interesting.
Oh, magical. He's inside the cogs. He's going to get some support in the way of the Beastmaster. But there's a double Gale. Very nicely done. Magical. He's in a bit of trouble now. He could go for the deny, Blizzy. See if he ends up getting it off. No, the Roche deny is the choice, but not able to make it there in time. And now their sights turn to Blizzy as the Venomancer dies as well. That is going to be a 2-for-1 across the board in favor of Voldemort.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Blizzy should have got involved here. Probably a lot of... You probably could have claimed a decent amount top here. I know you want to fight or control these bounty rooms, but I don't know how much you could really offer there.
Impetus, quite strong still, despite not being the ultimate. And the pulse, along with the Remnant onto Wish. In terms of levels for the mid lane, I mean, relatively even as well. It's pretty much a wash in that regard. But Pugna is leading in terms of net worth. Having himself a grand old time. Arcane Rune would be huge for him if YYY can... He's gonna have to... Oh, Magical actually uses one of his ult charges, and this
he used both.
Feels bad. And actually, he might just be dead.
And missed the Remnant. He's dead.
Magical. Magic damage will be applied at some point.
Maybe he can live, actually. He might.
Looks like the Beastmaster's gonna die, though. Magical will finally go down. Will he be able to take somebody with him, though? YYY getting very low. Looks like the Fade Bolt will claim him. So no experience going the way of Magical, who to a bit of a... Not as rough as last game, I guess, but still. 2 death.
Bottom lane.
Great.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, Haunt! Actually mitigates all that damage. Could go back to where he came from. But instead we'll take the right clicks from the Lifestealer. And still has a salve and a couple tangos, so he's good to go. Nikwa, the Remnant, pull. There. Apples has to use his last charge, and Wish is just going to continue. They don't have enough damage to finish him off, but Magical does not feel good about that engagement at all.
They're getting really, really pressured in the early game.
What color does this? Sorry.
Legacy.
What color does this dragon look like to you? Am I crazy? This bottom lane. What?
Petrol.
Patrol. Petrol? What? How's that a color?
Isn't that a color? Petrol. Isn't that a color?
Is that oil? Is that the color?
Yeah,
I don't
think there's
no
a
idea
color
what you're
called
saying.
petrol. It's called petrol.
Can you give me a normal color that you think that looked like?
Wrong. Not green.
Okay, it looked black with green, like slightly green highlights.
Grayish green.
I was like, he has Aghanim Scepter. 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
And even that wouldn't make sense because he would only have the level 2 ult. Yeah, that's weird. Huh. We'll have to keep attention to that as the levels progress. Bottom lane, Slayer does get off his heel as a very awkward pause.
What happens next?
That's a good question. Oh, you can be the host this time. All right, so let's see. We have Spectre here already. Who is that TPing? Is that the Rubik? Got the Fade. Well, I have a lot more information than our show.
Oh, this one isn't particularly interesting because Endra's going to die like quarter second after we resume.
Yes. No, that's not the question. The question is what happens after that.
Oh, after. Spectre runs back to his tower.
Yeah, this is one of
really boring clip.
This is one of our better ones for sure. Well, if this was truly what the horse, then something crazy would happen, right?
It could.
Like usually the ones that I pick that are duds are when literally nothing happens. Like Void gets a last hit. You know? This would not qualify for one of my duds.
Okay.
So Enchantress dies, as you say, but here's the telekinesis. Nikwa is good to go. That is the end of the clip. It'll be one of our worst episodes. No wonder we don't do this show anymore. Horrible. Lifestealer still continuing to outpace the Spectre so far by a pretty high degree.
Big Num's in trouble, bot.
Uh-oh.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Yes, he's dead. The Black Dragon takes him out, and he's going to apply the pressure to that Tier 1 tower. Lifestealer is going for the Hand of Midas, which I guess shouldn't come as too big of a surprise.
Tower's still there.
Will this be a trade of Tier 1s? Obviously, Voldy can push a little bit faster. By a little bit, I mean a lot. They scanned, and they know Veno's up here.
Radiant fortified their structures.
He's going to attempt to TP out. The Aether Remnant finds him! Not that was that exciting because they had Hawk Vision the entire time, Cinderin, but they'll find the kill nonetheless, which is very exciting for all the Cyber Legacy fans out there.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yep. We'll lose the bot tower though, as expected. Pugna DK will get there first. And this, I mean, right now this game is just in a really, really good state for the Dire, right? You've taken the bot tower. You could even try to defend this top tower with Dragon Knight. It's a level 5 Beastmaster. I think we should just walk in here and, yeah, do this. Take the wave. So you take tower, you defend your own. You are snowballing super hard on your carry, and both of your other cores are also way up there and ready to fight. As soon as next dragon form is up, I think you push the mid tower. Like, just get it down. 600 health. There's no way this Radiant lineup really defends it. And something we didn't cover too much in the draft is Cyber Legacy's inability to take team fights, right? Like, their team fight is not that good. They have no big AoE spells. They have a little bit of a Fade Bolt and a little bit of a Resonant Pulse, but it's not easy, at least, to see what way they're going to take these big engages unless they have extremely good target selection. Well, right now they're selecting Dragon Knight.
Do they have enough damage to take him out? He's at half HP. They've expended a decent amount of their arsenal. No.
Yeah, they're going to lose this tower to a solo Lifestealer. They don't even need to use Dragon Form or Pugna for this.
Radiant's middle tower had
And
a
of
run
course,
in with
like we talked about, he does have the Hand of Midas. Spectre should be done with hers. Yep, it is done on her as we speak about it. But she's definitely behind in net worth for now. Magical getting chased. Decrepify. Like he might find an exit though. Did force out the dragon. Oh, the hook shot. About 50 units from actually connecting was on target. Pretty unfortunate.
We get the deny here.
And Magical is good to go. No deny, so he gets everything out of that. Bignum, they need something. Voldy needs to feel good about using that dragon form. And they will get the Rubik. Magical has Astral Step, but still kind of stuck in the trees. Looks like they might find a Beastmaster as well. Very awkward fight here from Cyber Legacy. Not the chain of events that you want to see. So Tier 1 tower, all across the board. for Voldy are down in their favor.
This is going really, really fast right now. They're just losing all control of the game. Not that they really had much to begin with so far, to be honest, but they've lost 3 towers in 11 minutes. They've claimed only the easy safe lane tower of the enemy team. The other ones are not even close to being claimed. And Voldy can just seemingly keep just going to towers and taking them. I don't know what you're gonna fight back with right now. What's your damage? You need Orchid on Void Spirit. Your Spectre went Midas. He has like no fighting presence right now. Beastmaster Necro 1, he's poor. There just isn't really much there. Maybe a big spell from Rubik can be the key here, but Voldy are definitely just way ahead right now.
Yeah, it sounds like they just need to wait for at least the first item on Spectre, or for the not the Mjolnir, but the Orchid to be finished on the Void Spirit. Nico does have vision up here. Can set up this hook shot. Not sure if he actually wants to go for it. We'll miss it as Slayer puts down a ward. Nico's actually has his sights targeted towards an Aghanim Scepter first item, as like Lifestealer is going to get stuck on a cliff.
Can he infest from there?
Yeah.
Middle tower is not feeling the love.
And he does not like being inside a hero with no items, so he will pop out immediately and apply some pressure to this tier 2. It's going to be fortified. But Boogie's ult... What is this? Oh, that's Rubik. Right? No. Wait, what? Why does it not show his dragon form thing here? I think it's a little bugged right now.
Dire's top tower is
Oh, Boogie's gonna dive.
Oh boy, this would be a big kill. Doesn't really have that much that much in the gold department right now. Haunt's out to safety, which is in Lifestealer's arms.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Surprisingly, will get out. So tier 2 tower looks to be falling.
Yeah, they brought down Beastmaster. He TP'd down to try to protect, but he actually canceled it. I think he just started a TP, canceled it. Spectre got out, but I don't think you're trading here. Once again, you're not getting this top tier 2. It's way too easy for Voldemort to defend.
Yeah, their tower push is just utter garbage in comparison to Voldy.
It just feels like you're so far away from anything that will inspire confidence in them being able to fight, right? Your Spectre Midas is working on a Yasha. Minute 14, he has so much ground to cover, and Lifestealer's just ramping up faster. He's just pushing waves with no risk, basically.
Magical is gonna get out. That would have been actually a bigger kill than the Spectre, in my opinion, because that's the hero that needs to create some space once the first item comes to be, which is still not there. But that Orchid, I mean, it's basically there. 100 gold away. Could sell the once. But with that, he'll still need a +1 to kill a decent amount of these heroes.
For sure. He has Haunt at least to work with soon.
Hook shot, impetus, gets roared. Rage did go off, so not a lot of magical damage to come, as he's gonna infest inside this Necro Book. Will pop back out, and Boogie's the black dragon has come in. Even though it's supposed to be green, they're gonna take out the Void Spirit. But in actuality, Lifestealer does die. Which is Cyber Legacy. I think he still take trade a 2-for-1.
I mean, you fought him in lifestyle and you lost 1-2, even though the fight was 15 seconds or 10 seconds in your favor.
Yeah.
Almost. That doesn't feel good. It really doesn't. Like, objectively, maybe it's okay, but it's definitely not a win. You also, if you kill this guy successfully and don't die, and not just you don't just get the kill, you actually manage to push out this wave, but they got pressured back so hard that now they're on cleanup duty while Lifestealer is respawning. The 15-minute bounty runes, all 4 went to the Dire, so it's a really big loss for Cyber Legacy overall. Yeah, it's hard to see. It's hard to see the silver lining right now, I'll be honest. There's not much good things happening for this Radiant lineup. They needed to kind of snowball off of their, I want to say, individual skill and just playing really well in lanes. Because when it comes to activity here, currently Void Spirit holds all their cards. He really has to get something done. He's gonna start here. He'll find a position 5 Venom. Nope. Yes. Soulburn gets it. It's something.
Dire scanning.
He needs to do that a few more times. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about creating space for the Spectre. This is your win condition. Obviously, Beastmaster getting his Necro 3 at some point would be a pretty big addition, in addition to maybe some sort of a initiation item, like a Blink,
See, I
perhaps.
would agree with that if Beastmaster's game was good enough, but his game is so weak here. Beastmaster is one of those heroes that can truly dominate at this point in the game, but his laning stage has just gone absolutely horrendously.
Haunt comes out. They're going to find a Lifestealer. He's actually all alone trying to get into the infest. There actually is a catapult, which would have been a perfect creep, but he dies nonetheless before using it, thanks to that Orchid pickup onto Magical. Now they're going to apply some pressure to this Pugna. Gets off the Decrepify. Looks like Professor is going to be the first to fall inside of these cogs. Aether Remnant just a little bit too slow to save his life. But at the end of the day, it's a 1 for 3. Make it a 1 for 4 with an Ultra Kill going to the Void Spirit, who needs this gold so bad to get to that next level. Very good fight from Cyber Legacy.
It's a great opportunity from Cyber Legacy to get in on that, but also what a blunder, right? Like, your entire team is actually somewhat in range, and somehow your Lifestealer still gets caught without backup. They were allowed to go on him for the entirety of Rage and then an Orchid before Pugna was in range for a Decrepify. There was no hookshot save. There was no Glimmer Cape from the Veno. There were multiple things there that could have maybe done something if they were closer together. But yeah, Cyber Legacy, okay. If they manage to do this 1 or 2 more times, then all of a sudden they're back in the game. They're still pretty far behind.
Yeah,
but that was definitely an important, very important move.
Spectre gets this this Manta style. He can start to do a lot more damage.
Going. Magical gets another kill.
Pugna is dead.
Damn, Pugna's
They're
really
going to infest
now.
into the boar. There's the stun from the Dragon Knight. I don't think they have the damage to take out Kuman. Actually, from Voldy's perspective, they only have 2 heroes here. This is another big blunder potentially, Cinderin. Dragon Knight dies.
I don't know what's going on.
Lifestealer runs away inside the boar.
Damn. They have such a big advantage, and they're just spilling free kills everywhere right now.
I guess Slayer didn't know that Lifestealer was inside that creep. Lifestealer, I mean, he's been controlled a little bit now. Probably should have had his Deso maybe a minute ago based on how he was farming.
Yeah.
Will be coming shortly. Magical working towards an Aghanim Scepter, which adds another 2 silences in theory to his arsenal. Big Gnome getting chased by Lifestealer. They have no response without that Beastmaster piercing stun. There's not a whole lot to be done. Slayer getting chased, and I don't believe there are any reinforcements remotely.
They don't have detection on clock.
All right. Well, they do it. They found a way. Invisibility overall. This Lifestealer not going to infest because it's not up 20 seconds, and this is going to cost Nico his life, so the Void Spirit did die. I did not see that one.
Yeah, he got killed by Veno, Pugna, and
Boogie's going to jump in. Very sloppy play from both teams this game. Blizzy will get Glimmer Cape to safety. And another Dragon Knight ult. I feel like this has been a couple times now. Popped and then nothing to come from it. I don't think they can really take Roche very quickly at this stage of the game.
No. Well, the Deso will help, but... Oh, Philosopher's Stone for Pugna. That's really nice. One of the cores that could actually use this item, he's still going to give it away. I don't think it's that bad on Pugna. Like, 95% of your damage is spells, so you can actually keep that.
Alright, they're actually going to go for this. Dragon Form's about to end.
Double damage plus Deso will do it.
Cyber Legacy
horribly wrong if they realize they have Haunt.
Haunt is up. Slayer is going to get out.
No. Oh no, not again. This is kind of like last game.
Yeah, and they actually have positional advantage with 2 heroes at the top lane.
Hawk
sees it. There's the Haunt. This could be a huge turnaround. Dragon Knight is dead. Lifestealer is dead. And they get the Roche and the Aegis. And that could have turned it, Cinderin. Another enormous blunder from Voldemort. They thought they were safe showing top with 2. There's no way we can do it with 3 heroes. But the Hawk and the global presence from Spectre. Beautifully done.
That's an 8k gold lead that vanished in 3 minutes? Ouch. That's... Oh, actually. Alright, they had it for 5 minutes. It's not much better. It's mid-tier 1, so now the map is opening up. Spectre is starting to actually finally... Spectre is caught up to Lifestealer after being 3k gold behind 5 minutes ago.
Incredible.
Yeah. suddenly Radiant are actually favored. This entire lead that Dire built super well by playing aggressively, it just dropped it over a couple of minutes. Just blunder after blunder. Not being together, not being ready. Leaving all the initiative to the Radiant team to just take these quick moves onto with Roar and Haunt. And the Void Spirit Orchid. So
yeah,
once again, it's kind of around this time, right? It's like last game. Cyber Legacy just suddenly hit a timing, and then Voldemort just aren't ready for it.
It feels like when Magical, we got to give him some credit, of course. He's 8-4 now after the, I believe, 0-2 start. Once he got that Orchid, he did start to find a couple kills here and there. And if anybody's played against Spectre before, they know one good fight can turn the game. And the fact that Roche is already really low, as we're going to see top lane, looks like Beastmaster's done. But Roche was not only low, but Dragon Form was down already, and he bought back afterwards for technical reasons, for no reason, right? Ended up wasting that completely, and another Dragon Form pop. And this is where you just play passive if you're Cyber Legacy and just wait that out. Boogie working towards a BKB for himself now on the DK.
Tower's not feeling the
Lifestealer, like we said, was slowed down.
Fortified.
Going for Halberd next, which we've seen a lot on these position ones. Would be quite helpful against the Spectre this game, if you can find the right one.
Radiant's middle tower has
They do get some effect out of this DK form at least. Get the tier 2. Which only one remains on the map before you get into the base. I mean, that's one thing they have going for them. They definitely have the tower advantage right now. They've only lost 2 tier 1s. But Spectre on her way to finishing her first big item, which will be the Scotty. Initiated on, does have Haunt. Let's see where she ends up. Arms of Dragon Knight, who does 0 damage, so she will be fine.
Yep. Just to kill Clockwork with an illusion.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? What in God's green earth? Oh, he might be in trouble now, though. Poison Nova in addition to the slows from Lifestealer. Where's the Pugna? A little bit close here. Magical. Yules is going to take off the silence from that Orchid. The buyback onto the Clockwork now. Boogie trying to run away. No Dragon Form to speak of. Bignum's going to be chopped down by the Lifestealer. But Spectre lives, and that is the biggest deal here. Doesn't have Haunt, of course. Buyback onto the Rubik now. Magical. Still with the Aegis intact. He did finish the Agnum Scepter, but the thing that silence come out every single time he pulses. Aegis is consumed, and he is completely surrounded. One Astral Step into a very ambitious TP. And now Dragon Form popped again from Boogie. Let's see if they can get value out of this one. It is with the Arcane Rune.
It's so important that Lifestealer gets Infest off into the Necronomicon with like 10% health left. If he doesn't get that, this fight just goes so hard Cyber Legacy's way. But they get the full reset. They basically kite them out, and with Kuman on the side, it's pretty easy for them. All right,
on the cliff again. No,
this time they don't have an. I force Staff on Venno. Is he gonna help him?
I guess. He's very close to finishing Halberd now on Lifestealer. Spectre, I wouldn't say, I mean, even though she's second in net worth, it doesn't feel like she is yet. I mean, Spectre is one of those heroes that kind of ramps up over time.
Yeah.
But once she gets to Scotty, she will deal so much damage with
Radiant are scanning for
Dispersion and her illusions, of course, which
healing reduction. That's nice against Pugna and Lifestealer.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. It's true. Clockwork. It's going to take a lot of... Magical jumps in to many heroes, and there's the Haunt to follow. Nico somehow staying alive, but not for too long. Stuck inside of these cogs right now. Wish is going to be infested. Boogie with that Dragon Form.
It's taking so much Desolate damage. Has to BKB.
Pops the BKB. Once he's really low, they're going to find Blizzy on the outskirts here. And the Lifestealer is all by himself, chopping down Bignum. Will not be able to find him yet. Magical, continuing to be a pest. And in the end, it's a 1-for-1 only. Clockwork for Beastmaster. It was an even game after that disastrous Roche fight, but Voldemort has gone back to 4K. It's not everything, of course. It's not what they had before, but they're definitely being more efficient in the farm department, it feels like.
Yeah. Question is what big items are coming up, right? That's what we gotta have to look at. With this 5k lead, is it into effective gold or is it in banks? Right now, DK with 2k gold in the bank. Clockwork is close to Ags. Pugna is getting something. Pugna is getting a dagger. So mobility is coming out. And for the Radiant, the Scotty's 500 away roughly for Kuman. And Beastmaster still far away from Blink. This is Beastmaster's network. This game is just really, really low.
Yeah. Once this BKB comes on for Magically, he can feel a little bit better about being aggro in these fights. Feels like he's been putting himself in precarious spots, considering his farm discrepancy. It's not super high. They don't even need the DK form, it's just the Pugna and the right clicks. Infest on the Boogie. He's going to jump in with that Dragon Knight and delete the Beastmaster. He does have buyback available. Rubik's stuck inside the cogs with the Force Staff to counter the Clockwork, as we've seen many a time before. They know that Infest is down, so this Lifesteal is actually killable right now. There's the jump in from Magical. BKB's popped by Boogie. Both heroes are quite low.
Spectre doesn't have mana for
no mana, though. Yeah.
He can TP home. Finds an Arcane Rune and Scotty.
Yeah, he
has the Mindbreaker too. Mindbreaker is actually really good here.
Dire is scanning for enemies.
And Voldemort, they smoke up, and the Dragon form is half duration. This will be a really good haunt in theory, depending on who gets the actual initiation going. Looks like they might show here in Nether Blast. That's pretty big. They're actually checking out Roche just in case. Know that they're not in there now. They're on the high ground. Why? Gonna pop the smoke. It's the Poison Nova onto 3 heroes. He will go down to the Impetus more than likely as Kuman jumps in with that haunt, doing as much damage as they can to this Dragon Knight, who's just melting with that pure damage. Good lord. Nikoi looks to be next for Magical in his sights. The Astral Sep will finish him off. The Lifesteal will continue the pressure. Nice juke from Magical, trying to stay alive, but see if he ends up doing so as the illusions continue to just decimate this Venomancer.
Dominating.
There's another
double dominating performance
from the Lifestealer. Ends up being a 4-for-2 Lifestealer, the only remaining member of Voldy. Spectre showing off that Scotty, and it did work that fight.
Yeah, the big thing here is that Dragon Knight just doesn't have his stuff right. I think he had BKB cooldown from the top fight. He had cooldown on Dragon form, and they still stayed in this position thinking they could hold it. It's always going to be difficult. So usually this spot is like a huge positional advantage to have, but that's one of the beauties of Spectre is how much information you get from just one button press. I think they could quickly identify the targets that they wanted to go on. The way they initiated was just walking in the Enchantress first, and Yol was actually in a good position there by just breaking the smoke as Veno with Glimmer as well as Force Staff to reset and get away. But he lost everything doing it. He had no mana, no health, and no teammates around. So that's just one hero out of the fight. And then you find the Dragon Knight, and that's a 3v5. And with those odds, Cyber Legacy can win these fights relatively easily.
Yeah, I feel like it's... I mean, how do you think this game goes late in terms of the lineup strength? Obviously, Spectre don't have game prowess, Lifestealer. Yeah. The old Lifestealer, I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, it feels like he scaled worse before the right clicks, just because of the attack speed. Again, Feast, depending on you're going up against a lot of strength heroes, maybe the reverse is true. How does that hero feel like a super late game in this patch?
Rock it on!
I don't know, really. I think...
Oh, we have a big smoke. Haunt is up again. Remember, Arcane Rune, they don't know this.
That's true.
DD on the Venomancer. Watch out for those massive right clicks from position 5.
Kuman reads this. He gets a Basher. Now he's way stronger against Lifesteal.
Magical. There's the instant lift. Haunt comes out. Boogie's gonna pop the BKB. Clockwork is already the brunt damage right now. He's not even able to use that Aghanim Scepter at all. Completely wasting this fight. We're gonna find 2 right off the bat. Venomancer buys back in the game. Beastmaster goes down, but getting not much net worth to speak of. And this fight is looking really good for Cyber Legacy. You're seeing Silence is being stacked upon Lifestealer, who cannot get Rage off. Although it was on cooldown, so that's another reason for that. Why? He's on the run. They don't have vision.
I think they caught it.
Vision at the last moment. Will they chase or will they just push? Looks like they really want this Buenomancer. There's a chance to slow him down. Gale in turn slows Enchantress down. They'll find this eventually. The dust, impetus.
Dominating.
Out of mana, but
Power looks to be
again,
disintegrating.
they'll get it. Oh, and this is the Roche fight. Only 2 heroes to defend. There's no way Voldy can do anything about this.
Dire scared of
I mean, they could go for a cheap Clockwork play. Like we said, he does have Ag, so he can refresh his abilities and do something great.
He'll make it in time. They know it's happening, but he's too late. Spectre kills Roche really fast with...
Rocket Flare, will it get the kill? Oh, that's all they had going for them.
Man, him and that Aegis.
Yeah, and that
Been
wasn't the...
years since I've seen that.
So now even more big items are going to come out. Void Spirit is going to complete BKB. Beastmaster is still working on his dagger. Beastmaster is lowest net worth in his team.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He has had a rough one. But Enchantress's game is good. Rubik's game is also starting to look pretty solid. But it really is the Spectre here that is the big one. Once again, Kuman going deathless in the game so far.
Really?
5-0-16.
What the heck? Why do I have YY muted? What the heck?
Maybe misclicked.
Wait, who do you know? This is not a misclick. I never mute people. Very rare.
What's he muted for you?
It's both. Both of them are muted. Wait, who's muted for you? You said somebody on one of these teams.
No, that was the last series.
Oh, the last series. Okay. What the heck? Maybe it was a cast where he was spamming.
Oh, that could
line.
be. I have him text muted, right? That's the one that does that. Yeah, maybe.
I have them both voice and I don't even know who this is.
I don't know.
No what? Okay, well.
Might have been from an old cast or something.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
MKB. That is an item. And the Infest Bomb cometh. Wait, where is
Spectre has Aegis, and they have a cheese on Void Spirit. There's so much to work with. BKB online on Void. This is all about just getting the jump.
Available. They're going to jump the Clockwork again. This is such a good choice. Just completely nullifying most of their initiation. But here comes Boogie with his initiation. Poison Nova to follow. That was a stolen Poison Nova, I think. And his Wish has come into the fray now. Buyback out of the Clockwork. Beastmaster and Rubik are dead with no buybacks to speak of, but Enchantress just absolutely decimating from the sidelines. Everyone's ignoring her, and she is just destroying mid-Dragon Knight, man. It's not a mid-Dragon Knight, but it's still a very important Dragon Knight. Being decimated by support Enchantress. Clockwork finally back into the fight. And it looks like Voldy with the buybacks will be taking the advantage here.
I think they only used one, right? They only used the Clockwork one.
Yeah. Magical. Will he live? The chase continues. He has the talent for the Astral Step recharge. Oh, onto the low ground. He has another Astral Step. Oh, it goes the wrong direction. Chooses poorly.
I don't know if there was a right direction there.
True.
But there might have been a better one.
Went into the sky. What if you could Astral Step into the sky and they can't target you, Synderen?
Yeah, I mean, if you could do that, you should have done that. That's true.
Thank you.
Well, that was an cheese fight that they lost, so game is still very open. Honestly, kind of surprised that was the outcome that they got, but Rubik really just got blasted there. The Lifestealer is starting to hit hard with this MKB pickup. Really good timing on that right before that fight broke out. Made a big difference in how quickly they got rid of 2 heroes.
Yeah, and he has enough for straight up Basher right now too. But we'll probably hold on to that for buyback. Yep, the initiation, when you infest into the Dragon Knight, that is a lot to deal with. I mean, I do like the fact that they're going for Clockwork. I don't mind that at all. He's pretty easy to kill. He has no way to take silence off in his current form. I don't believe anybody has a Lotus Orb yet on this team. If you could Yule's a teammate, that would be great in this situation, but you can't. This isn't Heroes of Newerth, Synderen. As much as you want it to be.
Oh, yes.
But the fact that he was able to buy back and then just has basically Refresher with the Ags. Like, he doesn't care if he gets stunned. As a position 4 or 5 clock, using your spells twice is incredible. Incredible value. And with that, we are at a 5k net worth lead for me. Every time they've had this lead, it feels like they've kind of just had a bad fight. And, oh! Hook shot into 2! Not able to get the cogs off though. Must have gotten silenced immediately. Big
no Lifestealer's gonna
getting
pass.
very low. Lifestealer gets the infest off into the necro creep though. Rubik is dead, Clockwork is dead. That is the trade right now as the Dragon Knight completely explodes to the physical damage and pure damage coming out from Cyber Legacy. And now Lifestealer has to be a little bit cautious. They definitely have enough damage to take him out. He's going to try to armlet toggle here. No infest to work with. He's going to have to turn his sights with that feast, but not nearly enough damage. And wish the Aether... Oh, what is this called? The Aether Disc? Or Eon Disc. Wow, Aether Disc. That would be a great
That doesn't sound bad either.
Disintegrate.
Yeah. Is it Aeon or Eon?
Either, I think.
Either way, Cinderin, it's a 3-for-1. And as I said it, anytime they have a 5k network lead or more, they seem to lose a fight for whatever reason. What happened there?
I just think the whole way the fight transpired, they just got into a really awkward position, Voldemort, where Lifestealer was isolated way too far away from his teammates over on the left. Like, they had this weird choke point fight, really able to connect together. Also, the way they opened the fight this time didn't get an instant kill, right? Like, the Radiant got to reset, so Lifestealer used his first set of cooldowns without getting a kill. They just forced Staff Glamour. And it makes such a huge difference because it means Rubik gets to be a part of the fight afterwards compared to the previous fight. Yeah, Lifestealer is decked out. He has a lot of items, but as soon as Rage comes off, he's still very easily manageable for them. They have Stun, they have Silence, they have Abyssal and Spectre. Now working.
They have some really good neutral items too. They have Spell Prism on Void Spirit, one of the best heroes in the game to pick that up.
Yeah.
You have... I thought they were going to give this to Beastmaster. What are your thoughts on Timeless Relic? Obviously really good on Rubik too. I guess Beastmaster's just such low value right now in the net worth. Oh, he has Eclipse Rubik, so he does have higher dibs.
Okay.
Maybe blinks out. Has a and Shadow Blade. How many seconds does it add? Or how much? Haunt? All right, they're gonna find this Veno immediately. Holy cow! Abyssal Blade being shown. So now, he go complete ham. What happened? That was the infest bomb.
Yeah, they tried to infest Blink stun with Dragon Knight, but Magical immediately jumped through them with Astral Step and then dodged the stun with Dissimilate. So quick fingers there.
Well, and with that, they can just back and wait for this Dragon Knight ult to end and then get aggressive.
So which item we're talking about? The Timeless Relic. I think Rubik has more value just because it's also about the spell damage, right? Like, it's just so much. He can steal spells and have everything be better, whereas Beastmaster gets like one better roar and exits.
This would be a big kill. They're trying to layer the stun. The BKB is popped, and death cometh immediately afterwards.
He died to Enchanted Quiver, actually. On Dragon Knight.
7-second BKB now. Yep. Really? You don't see that very often.
Hit was, I think, actually necessary. Clockwork refreshed his hookshot, but he was blocked by the Dragon Knight. So he could have missed that hookshot, at least. There was a chance for Void Spirit to survive that, but... Easy Quiver kill.
Easy Quiver kill. Item is so weird.
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
Feels like some games it's just useless. I mean, isn't this... The 400 range is only useful when he's in DK form. As we're gonna have an Infest Bomb here. Boogie. I love this combo. Shadow Blade to blink if they need it. Or they'll do so to eliminate the Enchantress right. Okay. Actually, a hookshot will hold the Rubik in place, so they're finding these kills. Another hookshot, thanks to that Ag. I really love Ag's Clockwork. It's so cool to watch. And there's the perpetual stun.
I think it's the first time I've ever seen Rubik steal overclocking.
Did he?
He used it right away to refresh his telekinesis. I think it works, and then he just died.
I'm surprised the game didn't crash. Goodness.
Yeah, Valve have programmed this game very well. There's no bugs or anything.
Still in beta though. The Cyber Legacy getting a little bit sloppy as Voldemort approaching that 5k net worth lead, which is truly their doom, Cinderin. They have to make sure they don't go above that. Not a 2K. See, they're doing a good job. Backdoor protection. Oh, haunt very early. That's really surprising. Doesn't have an arcane. Ooh, picked up a nullifier though. I didn't see this. What is that haunt about?
I'm not quite sure if he was scared of getting ganked in another lane or if he just wanted to scare them away to defend his tower. But either way, whichever one of the two it was, it worked, right? So
yeah, true.
It's 100 seconds on cooldown now. That's something Voldemort could try to take advantage of. The Rosh spawns in 10 seconds. So there should be a fight here, and that's where the haunt. This is actually really bad timing for Cyber Legacy.
Yeah.
Oh, nullifier complete non-spectre. Oh my god, Kuman's actually so farmed.
Yeah,
Hook shot.
already farmed. Alright, there is the perp stun. Cogs again. But the BKB keeps him safe. They didn't have the DK to truly lock him down because he's bringing about the Enchantress and the Rubik, who they find quite easily, and they can turn this into the Rosh. There is a courier in base, or into the Rosh pit, and a Hawk, so both teams know. And I believe this will be uncontested, question mark? And this is the Aghanim Scepter, Dragonite Aghanim Scepter. Here we come, ladies and gentlemen. He will finally be a black dragon. It's what whoever made this cosmetic wanted, because it still looks black to me. If they give it to him, I'll be shocked. Every Ags is pretty... Lifestealer one's pretty garbage now that they nerfed it. Pugna's got nerfed because of the cooldown changes. Venos has always been super boring and doesn't really scale very well. Does help with the cooldown though. But DK's is by far the best Ags in this game, Synderen. Tasty. Well, they're actually not going to bother with waiting for this DK form. 12k net worth lead for Voldy. You know what that means. See if they're able to break the curse. Blizzy pushing in the bot lane. They'll at least give up this tower. They don't really have much choice in the matter. Spectre does have haunt, so technically they can defend this. They can at least attempt to. But with these racks down, I mean, one rack's at this stage, not that big of a deal. Nikwa trying to prevent the creeps from being pushed in from magical. He doesn't have enough to actually contest with the Void Spirit though. This looks to be, ooh, even an arcane rune on Void Spirit. Don't look good. Illusionist Cape. That is, oh, I thought that was for the Radiant. That would have been great for Spectre.
Tower's about to be Radiant's top rubble.
I mean, you could put it on DK, you know? After he dragon forms, it's okay. Oh, they're gonna jump him. There's the haunt. The black dragon is here. Finally, he's made it into the server. Enchantress is actually gonna live. That ultimate is ridiculous. They can't right-click him for the life of them. Pugna dies immediately. Boogie taking this pure damage still. Eats the cheese. A little bit premature on that. Looks like the Clockwork is taking most of the attention from Void Spirit. 3 dead. This lead, they cannot do anything with their 12k net worth lead. A triple buyback. BKB popped by the DK. Blizzy's gonna be taken out in turn.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
And Kuman and company have to back up. They have to respect these buybacks. DK is gonna be ending. Actually, it's still got a decent duration left. They could turn their sights to this top lane. I feel like if you give this second racks up and you have one good fight with all these buybacks coming out, you can actually win if you're Cyber Legacy. But they're going to go on top of Rubik, who gets the Abyssal Blade applied to them. There's the buyback on the Void Spirit and the Enchantress. Rubik has one as well. Might have to expend it. They will. But this is a second racks at the very least. But this could be a huge fight if you can kill these dieback heroes. Nikwa looks like he's going to go down first. The double astral step. The cooldown reduction on Void Spirit is actually absurd right now. Lifestealer not too worried about himself. This is YYY. Will be taken out very shortly. The halberd applied to Enchantress. They're just ignoring Enchantress because they have no way to actually kill him without the rage. So 2 dead.
Oh, he reached it.
Yeah, if they can get
backed off me, though.
Huge. Yeah, they just don't have enough damage right now. And Dragon Form is back up, Synderen. That was the arcane rune. He jumps in. Rubik is done. And this looks to be the beginning of the end, potentially, for Cyber Legacy in this second game. This might be going to a game 3 if Voldy can take advantage of his 14k net worth lead.
I feel like it's so extremely difficult to call what's going to happen next in this game. Like, I've been surprised like 100 times already. with how the fights break out. I think that the biggest thing that's starting to become a problem for Cyber Legacy is just its damage issues, right? It's the fact that Beastmaster hasn't scaled. Void Spirit has a control build. Beastmaster has a little bit of an aura build. So Spectre and basically Enchantress, actually. Spectre and to kill the heroes.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Oh, he gets the bash! Magical. You gotta get out of here, bro.
So,
bro! Okay.
If Beastmaster had one more item, let's say he had an AC, all of these close fights are suddenly within reach, but it's the lack of net worth on the position 3 and the position. Although,
yes, he does.
So this is the moment.
I mean, he is still the most farmed hero on the map.
Gives him True Strike as well against Lifesteal's evasion talent and Halberd.
3, 2, 1, let's go!
This is not over yet.
Nice.
Question is if they're going to give up Megas first to get their Rubik alive. I don't think they will.
I think Voldy might. Oh, Haunt comes out. And that's the immediate infest into the dragon. Now you're seeing the Spectre doing massive damage to this DK. Physical damage is so good when you have a million of it, Cinderin. And DK is dead. He can buy back in the game. Remember, Dragon Form is down. They're going to apply all the pressure to the Lifestealer now. Looks like he drops to the Orchid. Was that the Orchid that killed him?
Yep.
With the... So Pugna actually might have killed his teammate, potentially. Either way, that was just the Aegis. Now the reset. 10k net worth lead for Voldy. This game is starting to get quite epic. DK bought back. Dragon Form for not another minute, though.
This push is actually so high risk, high reward. If Dragon Knight dies again here, this can be a disaster. They know there's no Haunt and no Roar. But his cooldowns are not that long. Yeah. I love this improvement that he's just going.
Oh, the Abyssal Blade is forced out. Yeah, he did put the cape on DK. Looks like they might just back away. I say that, and the Infest Bomb is here. Do they have enough damage to take out the Beastmaster? Of course, they've always had enough damage to take out the Beastmaster. He buys back into the game, though. Roar up in 10 seconds. There's another Abyssal Blade from... Was that Magical's Abyssal Blade? No. How do you get stunned? Either way, they take out the Veno. I believe that's a dieback Veno. Let's look at this.
Beastmaster has...
Nobody has buyback but Lifestealer right now. Blink Dagger up in 8 seconds. If they can find a kill onto Lifestealer, this could be disastrous.
Yeah, and this is one of the benefits of having Spectre on the losing team, is you can do exactly this. The allies can still keep hunting, even though you're behind. This is usually when the defending team is just in trouble. Like, okay, we have to go back and defend, but you can assign Spectre to this and still make aggressive plays. Haunt ready in 3 seconds.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
And they can try to go for a potentially game-winning. But honestly, the game is really close right now. Like, yeah, you're down 2 lanes of Rex, hey, gold, but there's a Roshan to come in play in 1.5 minutes. You have tons of buybacks unavailable. Who gets the first jump, the big kill? And that could be either team right now. It's almost impossible to call.
And the next Roche will have not only an Ags, but a Refresher Shard as well, so... If Cyber Legacy are able to get a hold of it, that's double Haunt, that's double Roar, that's double whatever. Technically quadruple Resonant Pulse, right, for Magic. Not that that's a great play. It's technically possible, so that's all we have to know. In oh, I would love to talk about Aghanim stuff. Obviously, boys, he's going to be too useful, considering he's not really staying alive. It's kind of cute. KB, so he will hurt.
Give it to Rubik.
Yeah, Rubik is... I ranked him #1 on the list. They did spells, though, which is very interesting considering how much damage he's actually doing. Of course, a lot of the damage will not be applied to the illusions because of the Divine. But still, having that still going for this? They're gonna try the Abyss Laser being traded! Lifestealer is just dead! He had buyback though! What in the world is going on? Venom has just buyback now!
How's he alone? Like, why is nobody close?
Okay. Dragon Knight jumps in, Lifestealer on his way. Be popped. Actually, that was the Minotaur horn. X-Train's coming about. If they can pick out Vector, it will be GG because the Divine will put the ground, assuming that they will pick it up. He's just going to demolish here. Yules is going to keep him alive a little bit longer. Abyss Blade there. Lifestealer focusing his efforts onto the Rubik. Not a active pump though. Going to go for that inch. Who's back farm. Spectre looks to be dead, Cinderin. He's just standing there with no teammates around. And that is Divine for Lifestealer. So despite that really weird play, they look poised to win this game without 2 buybacks on the hero. So it's a 3v5 now.
Dude, Jirachi was a genius. He knew that just running in and dying there would bait out a fight in the jungle. Oh boy. Yeah, that's GG.
I feel like when the Lifestealer buys back,
an actually just crazy game. Like I don't know. There's all over the place. It genuinely felt like, while watching, that it kind of felt so disconnected because there wasn't like maybe a clear direction in the draft, especially of the Radiant, like what they were trying to do with their strategy. No, it was kind of like everybody was largely playing for themselves in fights, and it was almost enough, but not enough after all. Voldemort. Well, it's taken them a while to kill the Spectre. Still but that'll do it.
Oh, and Spectre just hits 30 at the last moment. How sad. But yeah, Voldemort comes out on top despite their best efforts not